Welcome back to Steins Gate. Last time we left things after receiving a letter from Suzuha, who had travelled back in time to get the IBN in order to deliver it to us. So it was delivered by Mr. Braun, who was like, this is the letter from the owner of the building, but they died 10 years ago, which is sad, because she was only 44. I'm wondering if CERN had something to do with it. Maybe. If they knew she had an IBN 5000 or had previously owned one or something, they might have been after it. That's what Moeka said her team was for, to search out IBM 5100s. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit tired. I got home from work and I just started singing for about half an hour. Like full on belting songs. So maybe it wasn't the best idea. Anyway, let's see what this letter says. Because, you know, we want to know what's going on there. So let's get started. As soon as he's gone, I break the seal and open the envelope. Inside is a handwritten letter. The characters are slightly messy, as if her hand was shaking as she wrote it. Our eyes, transfixed, begin to read. Dear Okabe Rintaro, it's me, Amane Suzuha, Ashida Taito's daughter. It's been a long time. Though for you, I'm sure only a few hours have passed. The date is June 13th, the year 2000. Meaning, I'm writing this 10 years before you will read it. I'll get right to the point. I failed. Several more I failed. I'm guessing that means she didn't get the IBN 5100. Oh, I thought she'd said more than it had written down. I was like, this doesn't sound like as many I failed. Well, it doesn't read as many I failed as she seems to have said. But see, there's more. Oh, there's even more. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, so some more. The date is June 14th, the year 2000. About 9 or 10 years before you will read this, I failed. I only remembered who I was 1 year ago today, so I'm guessing the time travel didn't go that great. The day Nostradamus said the King of Terror would come. That makes no sense. Stupid King of Terror. He should have come and burned us all away. For 24 years, I forgot who I was. All I could remember was my name. I finally remembered 1 year ago. The day the King of Terror was supposed to come but didn't. I mean, she's repeating herself a lot. I don't know how mentally well she was. It doesn't sound great. There's no King of Terror, but I want to die.
私は1975年に飛んだ時何も覚えていなかった。
The repairs were incomplete. The time machine malfunctioned. When I arrived in 1975, I couldn't remember anything.
それを今になって思い出す私は真っ白で、どうしたらいいかわからず施設に保護された。
They found me lying in the street like a broken doll and took me to a hospital.
今は一人暮らしをしているけど、それは橋田鈴というまっさらな人間として普通に生活してきただけで、天音鈴葉としての使命は完全に忘れていて去年思い出した。
Now I've been living on my own for years, but that's as Hashida Suzu, a normal person who forgot the duty and mission of Amane Suzuha I only remembered last year.
失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した失敗した。私は失敗。
This is depressing. I'm a failure at the end there. Oh. Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe, you know how I said right at the start that it was maybe Cern who had killed her or something. I think maybe she killed herself. Possibly. I don't know. But just reading this letter makes me very worried.
何が原因なの？タイムトラベルはうまくいかなかった。父さんの修理が完全じゃなかったんだ。でも父さんは悪くない。私が悪いんだ。
Something went wrong. I don't know what. The repairs were incomplete, but it's not Dad's fault, it's mine.
まっすぐ1975年へ飛んでいればよかった。2010年に寄り道するべきじゃなかった。わがままを言ってる場合じゃなかった。これじゃ未来は変わらない。
I should have gone straight to 1975. I shouldn't have stopped in 2010. But I was selfish, and now the future is doomed.
IBN5100 は手には入れられなかった。
There's no IBN 5100.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
ごめんね。
I'm so sorry.
私は何のためにこの年まで生きてきたんだろう。
For what purpose have I lived to this age?
使命を忘れてただのうのうと生きてきた。
I forgot my duty and lived a carefree life instead.
こんな人生何の意味もない。
Now my life has no meaning at all.
意味がない意味がない意味がない。
It's worthless.
思い出さなければよかった。
I wish I hadn't remembered.
思い出せてよかった。
I'm glad I finally remembered.
君に謝ることができてよかった。
I'm glad I had this chance to say sorry.
許して許して許して許して許して許して。
Forgive me.
私の計画は狂ってしまった。
My plan failed.
その原因をこの1年考え続けていた。
I spent this whole year asking myself why.
そして分かった。
I finally figured it out.
私が1975年へ飛ぶのを一日でもためらわなければこんなことにはならなかった。
If I hadn't postponed my leap to 1975, this wouldn't have happened.
岡部倫太郎、
Robbie Rintaro.
君はあのタイムマシンオフ会の後、1975年へ飛ぼうとした私を引き止めた。
After the offline meet, you stopped me from going to 1975.
それはとても嬉しかったけど、でもそこで引き止めたのは失敗だったんだ。
I was really happy, but that's where it all went wrong.
私はあの日飛ばなければならなかったんだ。あの日を逃したらダメだったんだ。
I should have left. I shouldn't have waited. That was my last chance.
引き止められたから、その夜に雷雨があってタイムマシンが壊れてしまったんだ。
That night there was a thunderstorm. My time machine was flooded.
もしも時間を戻せるなら、あの日の私を引き止めないようにしてほしい。
If you can go back to that day, please, please let me leave.
そうすれば私は君たちに IBN5100 を届けられる。
Then I can bring you the IBN 5100.
使命を果たせる。
I can fulfill my mission.
私は使命を果たしたい。
Please, that's all I want.
父さんと約束したから。
I promised Dad.
父さんの意志だから。
This was his dream.
私の未来を変えたいから。
I want to change the future. I'm sorry.
ごめん
Sorry.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
こんな人生は無意味だった。
My life was meaningless. Okay, that kind of reads like a suicide note. My hands curl, crumpling the page. I realize that I am crying. Zuha failed? She lost her memory? Her life was meaningless? This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief. I turn to Daru. He's whiter than a sheet.
ダルタイムマシンは直したんじゃなかったのか
Daru, didn't you fix the time machine? It's not his fault. Like, how is he supposed to know how to fix a time machine?
治ってたはずだよ。はずだけど、そもそもタイムマシンを直すのなんて初めてだったし、見落としがあったのかも。
I did. I thought I did. But I mean, that was my first time repairing a time machine. I might have missed something.
見落としたとそのせいでお前の娘は24年間も記憶を失ったのだぞ
Missed something? Whatever you missed cost your daughter 24 years of her life. Okay, like, can we not blame Daru? It's not his fault.
僕だって好きで見落としたわけじゃ。
I didn't do it on purpose.
そうよ。二人とも落ち着きなさい。橋田はできる限りのことを精一杯やった。彼を責めるのはお門違いよ。
Calm down, both of you. Hashida did everything he could. He doesn't deserve your anger, Okabe.
お前はなんでそんなに冷静なんだ
How can you be so calm?
こういう性格なの。悪かったな。とにかく落ち着け。
That's how I am, sorry. Now calm down. It's not Daru's fault. I know that. But it can't end like this. It can't. What was Suzuha feeling as she wrote this letter? I look again at the words scrawled upon the page, every character resonant with despair. I wanted to welcome her back with a smile. Instead, this. Suzuha is dead, 10 years gone. Wait, how did she die? Don't tell me. Mr. Braun must know what happened. I run to the window and check the street. Mr. Braun is outside, closing up shop.
ミスター・ブラウン
I run downstairs.
お、岡部。例のラジカンの人工衛星、消えたってよ。大騒ぎらしいぜ。
Okabe, did you hear? That satellite up and disappeared. Everyone's talking about it. I guess it's already made the news.
そんなことより聞かせてください
Please, I need to know.
なんだ
Know what?
橋田鈴さんの亡くなった状況について
Ashida Suzu-san. How did she die?
知ってどうする
Why do you want to know that? He looks at me hard. I meet his stare, unflinching.
今まで彼女の死について何も知らなかった
I don't know anything about how she died.
彼女の最後を知っておかなければならないそんな気がするんですそうしなくちゃいけないんだそれがどんな最後だったにしろこの胸に刻みつけておかないと
I need to know what her last moments were like. I feel that it's my duty to know, to engrave her memory into my heart.
単なる好奇心 ってわけじゃなさそうだ
Sounds like you've got a reason.
な。で、もう一度聞くが、すずさんとはどういう関係だ？
What I want to know is how you knew her.
古い知り合いです。
She was an old acquaintance. That's all I can say.
とても古い知り合いで、でも彼女と過ごしたわずかな時間は今もはっきり思い出すことができるんです。
A very old acquaintance. But I still remember the time I spent with her.
聞かせてください。
So please, tell me.
あまり言いたくはないんだがな。これから俺が言うことは心して聞けよ。いいか？
I don't like to talk about it, but all right. Listen good, Okabe. I slowly nod. And then I get my answer.
自殺だ。
It was suicide, I thought it was. From reading that letter. This is depressing. The word drops on my heart like an anvil. My knees give out. I collapse to the pavement. Suicide.
自宅で首をつってな。俺が第一発見者だ。
She hung herself at home. I was the one who found her. My life was meaningless. I recall the last words she wrote in her letter. Words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve so bleak an end.
そんなことになる1年ぐらい前から精神的に随分不安定になってな。それまでは明るくて優しい人だったんだが。
She became unstable about a year before it happened. Before that, she was a nice, cheerful lady.
俺はあの人の家に下宿させてもらってたんだ。
This building was hers. She gave me a place to stay. I mean, she must have remembered something, like subconsciously, if she bought that building. Maybe. If she knew, like, this was where to go and to be. I mean, it still makes everything else completely awful.
すずさんは天涯孤独だったし、葬式にはほとんど人は来なかった。寂しいもんだったぜ。
She had no relatives, you know. Almost no one came to her funeral. It was a sad thing to see.
さっきの手紙はすずさんが死ぬ1週間前に渡された。2010年の今日になったら岡部倫太郎という青年に渡してくれってな。
Handed me that letter a week before it happened. Told me to give it to a young man named Okabe Rintaro on this exact date.
すずさんは予知能力でも持ってたのかと思ったぜ。おめえが上に越してきた時はな。
When you moved in upstairs, I thought Suzu-san must have seen the future or something. Enough. I can't take it anymore. I try to stand, but my legs betray me. I stumble, but before I fall, a small body supports my shoulder. Mayuri?
Okarin,
Okarin, are you okay? Mayuri. It must be taking all her strength to hold me up. Did Mayuri hear how Suzuha died? Her eyes are wet, her lips are trembling. Still, she's the one supporting me. Mayuri and I bow deeply to Mr. Braun and return to the lab. When we get back, Darrow is seated at his computer, head on the table. Karisu is standing in front of the TV, watching an excited reporter talk about Radhi Khan. The disappearance of the satellite is huge news, obviously. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. I look at the table. The divergence meter still reads 0.337187%. It hasn't changed since before Suzuha left. What went wrong? I can't go back 10 years with the time leap machine. I can't do anything about Suzuha's death. Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Like, why can't he use the time leap machine to go back 2 hours to before she left? Like, would that change things? Would that bring her back to this time? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No. What choice did I have? I can't save Mayuri without the IBN 5100. Suzuha had to travel to 1975. I consider my options. What if I redo these 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen? Is fixing the time machine even possible? Daru's skills are second to none, and the time machine was built by his own hand 26 years in the future. It seems logical that he would be able to fix it. But look at it another way. It took Daru 26 years to learn enough to build the time machine, and he had to reverse engineer Steins to do it. Maybe it's unreasonable to expect our Daru to perform flawless repairs in only 2 days. Maybe a bit. In that case, can I have Daru use the time leap machine and repeat these 2 days until he repairs it? No. He'll have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. I collapse onto the sofa and bury my face in my hands. Mayuri sits next to me and gently rubs my back. I'm grateful for her kindness. I recall what Suzuha wrote. You can go back to that day, please. Please let me leave. The email I sent. Could that be the cause? On the original world line, Suzuha leapt to 1975 after failing to meet her father. Unsatisfied with that outcome, I sent a D-mail to convince myself to follow Suzuha and prevent her from leaving. As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. But that night, the time machine was damaged by a thunderstorm. If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, if I hadn't sent that D-mail to myself, her time machine would not have malfunctioned. She would have arrived safely in 1975. The solution is obvious. I need to cancel that D-mail. Can I really do that? If I change the past so that Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together? Our frantic search through the streets of Akiba, her heartfelt confession on the roof of Radikan, her tearful reunion with her father, Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? An urgent bulletin pops up on the TV. It's probably the bombs again, but we will leave it there and find out next time. Hopefully next time will be a bit more upbeat. This one was really depressing. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be more upbeat. We're still in the whole time loop with Mayuri dying over and over again. Moeka, somehow her dying. But, yeah. Could he maybe just send another D-mail? Can he... I can't remember if they can still send D-mails until the time leap machine is done. But could he just send another... maybe go back 2 days. And then send another D-mail, maybe 2 days further back, saying ignore my last text, let her go to the meeting. If he decides he's happy with losing the memories of her that he has. Although I guess Okurin will have them. Everyone else won't. Either way, I guess we'll find out next time, and I think things are going to get a bit frantic soon with them trying to sort out what they're going to do before Moeka shows up and shoots Mayuri again. But we will see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're not too depressed after it, because it was a bit miserable. But yeah, I will see you next time.